Welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host, Trey. I gotta say it, just the mere fact that you've clicked onto this video and you are listening to the sound of my voice, you by far are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So once again, thank you for joining me. This is something we've got to talk about. It's been said before, owning a vehicle is a fool's errand. Buying a vehicle is the most idiotic thing you could possibly do. But let's face the reality. Many of us are in situations where we need to have a vehicle because if we don't, we cannot provide for ourselves. Not everyone has a work from home job. Not everyone lives in the city where they can walk to or bike to their job location. Some people live 30, 40, 45, 50 minutes, even an hour plus away from where they work. It's just a reality. But although we need the vehicles, and some of us harp on the idea that we've gotten great deals. Oh my God, I went to the car dealership and they gave me a great deal on this vehicle. This 2025 or this 2024, this used vehicle I purchased, I got a great deal on it. Sure, but it doesn't mean that it wasn't foolish. Because while there is the car payment, you have other things you must pay in order to keep that vehicle. You've got your taxes, you've got your insurances, and you've even got any type of warranties you may have on the vehicle. You even have maintenance of the vehicle, your oil changes. If you don't know how to, let me say this real quick before I go forward. If you can't change your own oil, learn to do that. That will save you a lot of money over time. Anyhow, I don't want to get off track. Point being, this article I read hit home for me because I fully understand how if insurances get out of hand, it can make the ownership of something even more difficult. I went through that recently with owning a home. The mortgage insurance went up because the insurance providers are saying that the state is at more risk of natural disasters. So now owning the home is more expensive. And it's the same thing possibly with these vehicles. So the headline is why tariffs are expected to increase car insurance costs. I came across this and I want to talk about it. The article reads, your car insurance rate will likely go up if President Trump's tariffs on fully assembled foreign vehicles and auto parts boost the prices of new vehicles and car repairs. Now, this is all under the guise that there won't be deals made. We saw the impossible happen recently where China and the United States came to an agreement and settled and have a trade deal in place. So who knows what the future holds? But anyhow, the article continues to say President Trump's 25% tariff on fully assembled cars was implemented on April 3rd, while tariffs on some 150 categories of auto parts made outside the U.S. kicked in on May 3rd. Let's be fucking honest. And I'm sorry I have to curse, but let's be fucking honest. That's where there can be a real issue. The parts. So a lot of times, you can't purchase a brand new vehicle, so you get a used vehicle. And the aftermarket parts industry is oftentimes where a lot of the money is made outside of actually purchasing the vehicle. You need the parts. Your engine parts, parts related to your tires, your wheels, parts related to the computers that are in the vehicle, parts. And I understand that is where we can have a serious issue. But like others, I'm not calling for an auto collapse. Like the prices are going to dramatically fall. And you're going to be able to get that dream vehicle you've always wanted at a very affordable price. It ain't happening. The prices are just going to keep going up, even for the most basic vehicle. I saw a vehicle come out recently. It's a truck that is a two-door truck that you can turn into an SUV. I believe it's called the Slate. It's backed by Jeff Bezos, and that vehicle's MSRP is like $28,000, and it's a basic electric truck that you can only get 150 miles out of, fully charged. So anyway, let me continue reading. Trump signed an executive order on April 29th that gives some relief for the auto industry. Separate tariffs on products like steel and aluminum won't stack on top of the auto tariffs, and vehicles that are assembled in the U.S. may qualify for offsets to the tariffs. So there we go. You see what happens when you read a little further? See, sometimes we know it happens. You got to make it clickbait. But then there's some knowledgeable information in many of these articles if you just read a little bit. And it goes to my point I made a second ago. No one knows the future. And in fact, that which we think will be a problem may not be a problem in terms of a drastic increase in vehicles too soon. Too soon, I say. But I don't want to forget what I've been saying, which is prices are going to go up. Inflation is a real issue. But in order for, I believe, the Trump administration to rectify some things, you have to give things like tax credits so people can navigate. You know, you get it back on the back end. You get some type of relief on the back end. But no one's going to look out for the middle class and the working class individuals in this country like the demographic needs to be looked out for. I know people say, oh, I don't want handouts. Nobody's talking about a handout. Generally, people are saying, stop targeting us for yourself to make a profit off of us and to make yourself wealthy. Give us a shot and leave us alone. Let us take care of ourselves without you trying to extract everything out of our bank account, the money that we've worked hard for, even the little bit that we have. Stay out of our lives. In 2024, no one had to worry about many of these things in theory. Tariffs aren't new. They've been happening, but in the media, the spin of how tariffs will negatively affect you, a lot of it is just fluff. And the part that many don't want to discuss in politics or in business is that inflation is a real issue. It's going to increase every year, no matter what. The Fed explains this over and over year after year. Businesses take advantage of chaos and turmoil in order to find ways to make more of a profit for their stakeholders and shareholders. Politicians are paid by the businesses, so they say what they need to say to get the votes of these unions and the investments from the organizations, the CEOs and their companies. It's a part of the game. But back to the point. Is owning a vehicle a foolish endeavor? Of course it is. It is a depreciating asset, but we need them. If in your life you can find a way to buy a vehicle cash that can get you from A to Z, always do that. If you can find a way to pay off your vehicle sooner rather than later, always do that. If you can find a way to do some of your own maintenance for the vehicle, always do that. Get to know people who can do different things for you to help you with your vehicle. But this idea of tariffs and insurance, making it more difficult than it's ever been to own a vehicle? Maybe. But last I checked, the average vehicle payment is like $700 to $1,000 a month. That used to be the price of rent. Now it's to own a vehicle. So tariff is a headline we're seeing far too often, but I do think that the insurance component is a real threat. And these insurance companies are using real issues of natural disasters taking place and saying, oh, well, you live in an at-risk state, you live in an at-risk area, so we're going to have to increase the insurance to ensure that we can account for any possible damages to your property and the cost to get you said vehicle again or repair it with aftermarket products. So anyhow, please share your thoughts in the comment section. Is it foolish to own a vehicle? Yes or no? Do you have an argument against it? So share your thoughts in the comment section. Are you still worried about the tariffs, or have you never been worried about the tariffs? I've always called it a tug of war. Prices are what the prices are. Walmart's been complaining as of recent, and Trump told Walmart to eat the cost. So there are debates going on right now, words going back and forth. I understand. But please share your thoughts in the comment section. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.